Hello, I'm James Izimoha. Welcome to Africa News. Let's see your headlines. Congo military prosecutor seeks death penalty for former President Joseph Kabila. Community initiative in Uganda tackles unemployment through urban farming. Protesters march in Senegal calling for an end to the war in Gaza. A military prosecutor in the Democratic Republic of Congo is seeking the death penalty for former President Joseph Kabila, who faces treason charges over alleged links to the M23 rebels. Kabila, currently outside the country, has repeatedly denied any ties with the group. Chris Ocharimga has more from Kinshasa.
Former Congolese President Joseph Kabila is being tried in absentia at a military court in Kinshasa. He faces charges of murder, rape, torture and treason for allegedly backing the M23 rebels in eastern DRC. The military prosecutor, General Lucien Likulia, has asked the court to condemn him to death. Kabila has dismissed the accusations, calling the trial an instrument of oppression. His political party has also condemned the case as an act of persecution. Kabila ruled the DRC for 18 years before handing power to President Felix Tshisekedi in 2019. The two leaders had a brief power-sharing deal which collapsed a year later. Since then, President Tshisekedi has accused his predecessor of being behind the Rwandan-backed M23 rebels, an allegation both M23 and Rwanda deny. The trial has sparked widespread debate across the country, with some government lawyers going so far as to question Kabila's nationality. His relatives insist the claims are false. The court has not yet set a date for announcing its verdict. Chris Ochamringa for AnewZ in Kinshasa.
Protesters marched through Dakar on Sunday, calling for an end to the war in Gaza. Demonstrators also demanded that Senegal cut diplomatic ties with Israel over the ongoing conflict.
Dozens of protesters rallied in Senegal's capital, Dakar, on Sunday, denouncing Israel's offensive in Gaza and urging their government to sever relations with Tel Aviv. The peaceful march, which included lawmakers, activists and civil society groups, featured chants of "No to genocide" and "Boycott Israel." Activists say international organizations must ensure a ceasefire.
It is time for this situation to stop, and for the United Nations, which has long experience working with Palestinian refugees, but also UNICEF, non-governmental organizations, to be able to access and provide services to Palestinians. We must not only stop the genocides, but ensure that today a ceasefire can be imposed in Palestine so that negotiations can take place, can continue, and can lead to what everyone wants, that is, the two-state solution, which is obviously the result of the United Nations resolution of 1945.
I would say today, it is the Palestinians. Tomorrow who? Because if today we function at the international level, according to the rule of law, which protects everyone, if today this rule of law no longer exists, it's no man's land. It's the law of the strongest. So every citizen, every human being must stand up and also tell the authorities that the world has an order, because there is an order. And if this order becomes disorderly, it will no longer allow humans to live in peace.
Protesters also warned that ignoring international law could set dangerous precedents. Rights groups say growing unrest in Senegal reflects wider anger in Africa over the humanitarian toll of the Gaza conflict.
South Africa is facing a deepening HIV/AIDS crisis following the withdrawal of hundreds of millions of dollars in U.S. foreign aid. The World Bank estimates that 8 million people are living with HIV in South Africa. Isaac Lukando has more.
News agencies say 12 non-profit clinics handling more than 63,000 HIV patients have shut down following U.S. aid cuts of over $400 million. Health workers warn that the closures are a major setback, leaving tens of thousands of people without access to life-saving treatment. Marginalized groups such as sex workers and transgender individuals are among the hardest hit. Some say they have gone months without medication. Aid agencies report that many patients are now forced to travel long distances to overcrowded hospitals, where some say they are even being turned away. Experts warn the funding gap could trigger hundreds of thousands of new infections unless urgent action is taken. The South African government has pledged to sustain its HIV program, the largest in the world, but overstretched public clinics are already struggling to cope. The stakes remain high in South Africa's fight against HIV/AIDS. Isaac Lukando, AnewZ, Dar es Salaam.
In one of Kampala's largest informal settlements, young people are turning to urban farming. A community initiative is teaching them how to grow food and earn a living from tight spaces.
In Kamwokya, a densely populated settlement in Kampala, capital of Uganda, a youth-led urban farming project is transforming unused spaces into food gardens. Launched in February 2024 by the Community Development and Livelihood Project, the initiative aims to fight unemployment and food insecurity while encouraging innovative farming. Program managers say the project is changing perceptions about agriculture and opening new income opportunities for the youth.
This project we started in February last year, and the felt need was to change the mindset of the younger people towards agriculture, and also to provide job opportunities to young people through innovative urban farming. We have trained almost 800 youth in urban farming, including ongoing school children. We have also, this project has provided direct and indirect employment opportunities to the people of Kamwokya. Those who are practicing it at home are selling the surplus to the market and they earn income. They are people who are providing services to people who are working in this project. They are also benefiting, like people in the transport sector.
Residents say the project is also helping to keep young people engaged.
This program has helped mostly the youths of this area by teaching them how to grow food crops, and it also makes them busy so that they do not join bad peer groups.
So far, nearly 800 youths have been trained, with many now selling produce, earning an income, and creating green spaces in the settlement. Organisers plan to replicate the model across other Kampala slums.
The UK has agreed to compensate thousands of residents in Kenya over a fire started during a British military drill in 2021. More than 7,000 people will share the payout of the blaze, which destroyed parts of a nature reserve in the region.
The British government will pay £2.9 million in compensation to residents living near Kenya's Loldaiga Conservancy. The settlement follows a 2021 fire sparked during a military exercise by the British Army in Laikipia, destroying parts of a nature reserve. Union leaders say the case shows how local grievances can take years to resolve.
When this fire rose in the Loldaiga Hills, the smoke from the fire did cause a nuisance to the immediate community, which saw nearly 7,723 members of the community file claims from the fire against the British government. So we've been corresponding with their lawyers until we arrived at this settlement. Litigating this matter to its logical conclusion in court would have been nearly 10 years at least. Given 7,723 claimants, even at an average of 1,000 claims a year, that would be nearly 8 years. And so arriving at this settlement 4 years after the fact is the best possible outcome to our client and also to the environment and closure.
The UK High Commission in Nairobi said the fire was extremely regrettable and admitted the delay in resolving the case caused frustration. The ruling is expected to influence how foreign militaries conduct joint drills in Kenya.
Well, that's all we have today in African News. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to AnewZ.